The big news of the day is that OpenAI reduced the cost of their GPT 5.6 models. 80% on Luna and 20% on Terra. So, not touched, but gains speed instead. Now, this might be the big news, but there is more to look at. What is more interesting is this curve, because the higher we go with the reasoning effort, the higher we go with intelligence. But look the gap is huge. Now, I want to show you something that is really interesting. This is Artificial Analysis website, and we are under Coding Index. This is Luna non-reasoning. It's scored 39.3. When you go to max reasoning, reach 71.4. Now, check this out. Here we have Luna non-reasoning, and here we have Qwen 3.6, 27 billion non-reasoning. Look how better this model is while set at non-reasoning. The gap is huge. Okay, and this is a 27 billion parameter model. Something that I can run on my 5090 at around 110 tokens per second. This is a model that can run on consumer hardware. This is something that you can only have access through subscription. Now, look at the GPT 5.6 Luna with medium reasoning, 50.7. Qwen 3.6, 27 billion with reasoning on 53.7. Still better. The gap, again, is huge. What we see in GPT 5.6 is that the reasoning has a lot of different levels. This is what is happening here. So when we go from low to medium to high and to max, the model still scales, still producing something incredible. Now it's at 71.4 when it's on max. That is, look, it's not that far from the top models. Okay, it's just a few points behind. Now the question here is, what if we would have a similar curve of reasoning but from the Qwen 3.6, 27 billion, that start already a much better position than Luna. So where this model could go. And that is something that really excites me, because that is what we could see in the future release of Qwen 27 billion version. The model, it's even as it is, could scale so much better if allowed to do some longer reasoning, if we had this capability of not just turning on-off reasoning, but go for longer. Of course, it's not that simple. There are a lot of elements, but thinking about an improvement on that side, improvement and customization on a specific harnesses, giving proper tools and so on, that model could do incredible work, and is a model that can run on our hardware. And that is, for me, is completely incredible. We could have a 27 billion parameter running, I'm not saying a frontier model, okay? I'm not saying this incredible level, but just a little bit behind. And even now, it's extremely useful. Think about when it goes to that level, when it reached this level that has Luna today, or in theory, it could be even better than Luna at max. That brings it, again, let's look at this, okay? So here is Luna, basically at same level of Sonnet, and just a few steps behind Opus 4.8 Max. But if we look at this chart, look at the cost of Sonnet. I want to show you another chart. This is the cost per intelligence index task. So look at the top, we have all those anthropic models, extremely expensive. And here the Sonnet, look at the price. Now let's look at Luna Max here. It's just insane. So it's the gap of intelligence is basically they are the same with Sonnet 5, but look at the price. This is what OpenAI is doing. It's lowering the cost, making the bigger competitor incapable of dealing with this kind of prices. But because they did this, my attention went to Qwen, and I discovered this. So everybody at the moment is a kind of in this difficult position. This is a 27 billion parameter model that is competing with models that are in the hundreds of billions parameters. GPT probably is in that range, but look at Gemini, Nemotron, Inklink. They're all around that numbers, and even DeepSeek version 4 Flash is just a little bit better. Again, we are talking about on hundreds of billions parameters versus a 27 billion parameters. What they did with this model is just unbelievable. Minimax, it's 300-400 billion parameters. That means for everybody, this is a challenge. This is a model that can run on a consumer hardware, and the direction is clear. Those small models, probably in the next generation, they're going to do a massive jump. This is total hype. Okay, I'm super hyped about this, and I can't wait. But OpenAI, with this model, show us that it's possible. They probably have mastered this ability of scaling reasoning. They have some knowledge that are probably proprietary, so I'm not saying that it's easy to achieve those kind of results. So to cover this massive gap, but we know that it's possible. It's not easy, but it's possible. And we already know that we start from a point where the local model, it's much, much better. Again, look at this. It's much, much better than the starting point of GPT 5.6 Luna. I can't wait. So I wrote a deep dive article where I go much more deeper into this subject, because what is possible to do here is not just wait, it's also act. Okay, it's possible to improve how this Qwen 3.6 27 billion is performing on your system today. Because like I said, it's about reasoning and about harness. So if we optimize these two things, even today we can jump forward. On this deep dive article, I go through this thing, I'm telling you what kind of experiment I'm running, and I'd like to hear what you are doing, what are your performance, what are your opinion on this model. I personally been using Luna for quite a bit, and I'm pretty happy about that model. It's incredibly good for the size and the cost, and today it become 80% cheaper. That means a $20 account can take you really far. I don't think at the moment there is anything comparable to what OpenAI is offering. And for Anthropic, it's going to be completely hard. Gemini models are also more expensive and less intelligent. So this is such a power move from OpenAI that it's going to be interesting how the industry is going to adjust to it. What I think we have in front of us is another 6 months that are going to be really, really exciting. Because this kind of competition, this kind of moves, this kind of potentiality from Qwen are incredible. So there are so many elements that in the next few months can really change the direction of this industry. I'm extremely excited. So if you are also excited, like and subscribe and watch the next video. Ciao.